皆様お待たせいたしました。ただいまよりパネルディスカッションを開催いたします。それでは本日のシンポジウムのパネリストの皆様をご紹介いたします。まず最初にドイツ電子シンクロトロン研究所理事のヨアヒム・ムニック様です。ヨアヒム・ムニック様は1987年アーヘン工科大学で博士号を取得後、1985年セルンでレップを使った研究に従事、1995年セルンのスタッフサイエンシスト、2000年アーヘン工科大学の教授となられ、2005年レーズイに移籍、2006年レーズイの CMS 実験グループリーダーとなり、2009年からは宇宙素粒子物理学のディレクターとしてご活躍中です。次にカナダトライアンフ研究所所長のジョナサン・バガー様です。ジョナサン・バガー様は1977年ダートマス大学をご卒業後、1983年プリンストン大学にて博士号を取得、同年スタンフォード加速器センターのリサーチフェローになられました。1986年ハーバード大学ライマン物理学研究所の准教授になられ、1989年にはジョンズ・ホプキンス大学物理学および天文学科教授に就任されました。2014年からカナダトライアンフ研究所の所長としてご活躍中です。続きまして先ほどご挨拶していただいたリニアコライダーコラボレーションディレクターのリン・エヴァンス様です。リン・エヴァンス氏は1970年にスワンジー大学を卒業された後、セルンフェローとなられ、1994年より大型ハドロンコライダー LHC のプロジェクトマネージャーに就任されています。また、英国学士院フェロー、英国物理学会フェロー、米国物理学会フェロー、およびウェールズ大学フェローを取得されているほか、数々の物理委員会の委員長を歴任されています。現在はロンドンインペリアルカレッジ教授、リニアコライダーコラボレーションディレクターとしてご活躍中です。そして最後に東京大学副学長の相原弘明様です。相原弘明様は1984年に東京大学大学院理学系研究科物理学専攻博士課程修了後、東京大学理学部物理学科やカリフォルニア大学ローレンス・バークレー研究所で助手や研究員をした後、2003年東京大学大学院理学系研究科物理学専攻教授、2007年同大学数理連携宇宙研究機構副機構長、 2009年、同大学院理学系研究科副研究科長、同大学地震研究所附属高エネルギー素粒子地球物理学研究センター教授、同大学院理学系研究科研究科長を歴任し、現在は東京大学副学長としてご活躍中です。そしてコーディネーターはリニアコライダーコラボレーション副ディレクターの村山仁様です。村山仁様は1991年東京大学大学院博士課程を修了された後、東北大学助手、米国ローレンス・バークレー国立研究所研究員、米国カリフォルニア大学バークレー校助教、同校准教授を経て、2000年、同校物理学教室マック・アダムス冠教授、2007年からは東京大学カブリ数物連携宇宙研究機構長も永任されています。現在はリニアコライダーコラボレーション副ディレクターとしてもご活躍です。では村山様、よろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございました。今回のこの集まりはですね、このアジアンリニアコライダーワークショップというのと同時に開催されたイベントです。で、これはそのアジアでリニアコライダーを推進する研究者の研究会だという位置づけなんですが、実際集まってきた人を見ますとこんな風になってまして、なんと世界24カ国から300人以上の人が来ると。で、半数近くがヨーロッパ、アメリカ、オーストラリアから来ていますので、アジアと言いつつもこのリニアコライダーという言葉が出た瞬間に世界中からどんな興味があるのかということが一つ分かるんじゃないかと思います。これはついお昼ご飯の前にすぐそこで撮った写真なんですけども、こんなような感じで本当に活発にいろんな議論がずっと行われてきました。で、先ほどリニアバズの方から話がありましたけれども、この研究会の中で研究者が集まって、その研究者の総意として宣言を採択した。それがこれからお話しすることになるこの東京宣言です。で、1、2、3と3つありますけども、順番に1つ目からいこうと思いますが、この東京宣言、まず第1のポイントというのは、この ILC というプロジェクト、インターナショナルリニアコライダーというこれからやろうとしているプロジェクトが科学の観点から見てどんなに大事なものであるのか、絶対これが必要なんだということについてのコメントです。で、まずここから話をしたいと思うんですけれども、まず最初に理論物理学の立場からコメントをしてもらおうと思います。So, okay, John, so we are talking about the statement number 1 about the scientific importance of the linear collider. So I'd like you to comment on sort of big picture, why we're doing this, what it's about, and why this is so important for the development of science overall.
Well, for me, the case for the linear collider was made in 2012 with the discovery of the Higgs boson at Lin's Large Hadron Collider, and the subsequent awarding of the Nobel Prize for that discovery. The Higgs particle is a game changer for particle physics because it's a new form of matter. It's a form of matter that fills the universe, and it's central to particle physics. It's what makes protons stable and life on Earth possible. It really is, it's completely different than anything that has been discovered before in particle physics. So I support the linear collider because the ILC is exquisitely suited to studying this Higgs particle. It's a new type of accelerator. It's different than all the circular accelerators around the world. It's linear. It's in a straight line. It has different technology that allows the energy to be adjusted, the polarization to be adjusted. The collisions are clean and precise. The linear collider is like a scalpel for doing delicate operations in the field of particle physics. So the base job of the linear collider, to me, is to elucidate the properties of this Higgs boson, to learn more about it. But frankly, my fondest hope for the machine is that we'll discover something completely new and completely unexpected, something completely hidden at today's machines. Because really, in the history of science, when you have new technologies, you have new discoveries. And that goes back hundreds of years to the invention of the microscope, to the invention of the telescope, and that tradition really has continued unbroken since then. So who knows what really will be discovered at the ILC? Dark matter, new Higgs particles, something else entirely. There are lots of predictions. Every theorist has a drawer full of them. I'm sure Hitoshi has 2 drawers full of predictions.
I got them all, yes, I did.
I've got my own too. But this machine has enormous potential to clarify what's beyond the Higgs particle in the Standard Model. So why do we care? Well, really, one of the lessons of 20th century physics was, well, one of the inventions of 20th century physics was quantum mechanics. And its lesson, really, is that everything new in subatomic physics, whether they be forces or laws or principles, well, they show up as particles. And so the goal of all of particle physics, but the goal in particular of the ILC, is to discover these particles, measure their properties, and then learn the deeper truths that they're revealing. So to my mind, the purpose of the ILC is to explore the shape and the structure and the history of the universe, our universe, through the particles that will be produced there.
That sounds very exciting. So you said you have all kinds of theories in store that you are betting on. What kind of theories you are interested in?
Well, this is going to be the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years in particle physics are going to be a watershed, because we theorists have ideas about what lies beyond the Standard Model, and we're going to see who's right and who's wrong. People have basically bet their lives on this, and so it's really a high-stakes game. Myself, I like supersymmetry. I think it can explain many of the mysteries of the universe, including the dark matter, which we know dominates the universe. So that's where I put my money. We'll see.
Sounds great. I'm sure you're betting on you're right and I'm wrong, right? So what's really special about this machine, International Linear Collider? Joachim, you've been working on many different experiments in the past. And so from the point of view of experimentalists, what is so special about this particular machine?
I think the ILC is special because it's an electron-positron machine, where we will in future hopefully collide elementary particles which will produce at high rate the particles we are interested in. I think it's worthwhile to look back in history for the last 50 or 60 years of particle physics and particle accelerators, colliders. And there has always been a very fruitful complementarity between colliders, accelerators that collide protons. Protons are, if you allow me to use these pictures, very small bags filled with quarks and gluons. If you collide them together, very interesting things can happen, but usually also many uninteresting things are happening. And the headache of the experimentalists like me and others is to disentangle the things you're interested from the rest. Proton machines have the advantage, it's easier to reach higher energies, but electron-positron colliders do have the distinct advantage that they are much better in precision. So if you find something like the Higgs at the LHC would leave us with a very blurred picture of the Higgs. Now what we have to do is to study this particle, the game changer, as John calls it, in much more precision. Again, if you look back in history, my best example is the famous Z particle. You might have heard of. The Z particle is probably also one of the most important. It was a game changer in the history of our field as well. It has been discovered at the proton machine, but everything, really everything we know about this particle today is from electron-positron collision. And we need to know it to this precision we do it. Otherwise, we would not have been able to predict the Higgs and its properties to the level that we do it today. So I think it demonstrates the importance also of the interplay between both types of machines. We do have now the technology with the ILC of reaching highest energies in electron-positron collision. And I think for me, to summarize what is the real interesting thing about the ILC for experimentalists like me, for particle physicists like me, there are three things. First of all, it has a very well-defined first-class physics program, namely to study the Higgs. But that's not all. It has the potential to discover new things, new particles, new phenomena that escape the detection at a very complicated LHC. And thirdly, you have still also the potential, very large potential, to discover new things through precision measurements.
It's supposed to be a linear collider, unlike the circular colliders you worked on before. So what's the difference? Why linear?
Now, linear colliders, plus and minus in particular, do have the distinct advantage that they are the road for the future. We are at the end or close to the end for circular machines in the plus and minus, because there's one phenomena that actually limits us in energy there, which is synchrotron radiation. It's a law of nature, and there will be no technology in future that will enable us to bypass this limit. In a linear collider like the ILC, there might be technologies in 20 or 30 years from now which will enable us to go a step further in energy and in discovery reach.
And what's so important about going to high energies?
Now, we have many open questions in particle physics. I mean, John mentioned a few. We hope, or we are sure, that the answer is at the energies where the ILC is and beyond that. And that's why it is so important to go to higher energies.
Or that the E plus E minus experiment you worked on before about the Z boson particle was so incredibly precise that you could even tell that moon exists. That is actually stretching the ring a little bit as the tide goes, and even discover the train running by the machine. So,
oh yeah, you remember me about some of the things I worked on as a young postdoc at CERN. Indeed, the electron-positron collider lab, which actually was the machine which is in the tunnel is now used by the LHC, we had to take into account, in order to do the data analysis, all four fundamental forces that we know in the universe, including things like the moon, gravitation from the moon, and the TGV that passes from Geneva to Paris.
And the depth of the water in the lake.
And the depths of the water in the lake, and I could make the list even longer than that. Yeah.
That kind of incredible precision, with that kind of incredible precision, certainly we hope that the ILC experiment will lead to new discovery, new surprises, and so on. And one thing we've been repeatedly told about, though, is that this is a very difficult science for people outside the field to understand. So,ここで相原先生に聞きたいんですけども、日本学術会議でこの ILC についての意義というのを検討されたときに、他の分野の方々と一緒に議論して、これ本当にやる価値があるのか、何をやったらこれができるのか、もしろやらない方がいいのか、いろんな議論があったと思うんですけども、その時は他の分野の方にどういうふうにこの意義を説明して、どういう反応でしたか？
他の、分野の方ということはあったんですけども、学術会議、その60万人の科学者の、会議ですので、どの人もですね、サイエンスの意義はよく分かる、学術の意義は分かる、そして学術の中で素粒子物理の置かれている位置というのは非常によく分かっている。でかつですね、素粒子物理がその非常に重要なサイエンスの一分野であるということは、少なくとも日本の国内のその学術に携わっている人の中ではよく分かっている、あるいは高く評価されていることです。 ですので、そこの素粒子物理の中でなぜこの ILC が必要なのかということについては、学術会議の中でも最初の議論でしたけれども、これはとてもよく分かっていただいたと思っています。結論として素粒子物理のがまず重要であるという、サイエンスの中で重要であるということと、それから ILC というこの次のマシンがですね、素粒子物理の中で大きな役割を果たすんだということについても非常に高い評価を得たと思っています。
コメントいただけるのは本当に嬉しいことで、一素粒子物理学者としてもその意義を広く分かっていただけるっていうのは本当に嬉しいですけども、でもそれ以外にやっぱりコメントもあったというふうに伺ってるんですが、どういうところが他の分野の人から見てちょっと心配だなとか、今度もうちょっと考えてみようとか、そういうことが出てきたんでしょうか。
それについては2点ほどあるかと思います。先ほど言ったように素粒子物理のサイエンスの中で位置づけ、これは素粒子物理が先ほどから出ているように、宇宙の誕生、それから極めて基本的な、自然の謎を解くものであるという位置づけまではよろしいわけですけれども、やはりですね、先ほどの塩谷議員、あるいは須田前議員の話にもあるように、このプロジェクトが、この計画がですね、極めて大きい。これは日本のサイエンスに携わっている人間にとって初めて、聞くような大きなその計画ですので、全体の他とのバランスですよねが一つ問題になります。やはり僕2つって言いましたっけ。1つはですね、やはり学術的議論の中でこの素粒子と他の分野とのバランスを一体としてやはり考えるべきではないのかというのがいくつかのコンサーン、心配という意味ではないですけども、やはり今後の議論の中ではっきりさせるべきだというのがありました。でもう一つはやはりこの ILC というプロジェクト自身の重要性は今述べていただいたように、それからユニークさも非常に高く評価されているわけですけれども、世界の中での ILC の位置づけ、なぜ日本でやっていくのか、やるべきなのかというようなことについても議論が及びました。これもやはり国際的なサイエンスの中で LHC が走り、それからアメリカでも次のプロジェクトが考えられ、中国でもあるいはアジアの他のリージョンでもですね、次の、計画が考えられているときに、日本のこの地で、次のこの ILC をやることについても、十分に考察すべきであるという、この2つがですね、課題として指摘されております。
2つ目の課題については第3の点に関係するので後でまた戻ってくることにしたいと思いますけれども、最初の点、素粒子物理学っていうのは一体どういう位置を占めていて、他の分野と比較っていうのはちょっと変な話ですけども、どうやってバランスを取っていくのか、これは確かにどの国にとっても重要な問題だと思います。So on this point, Joachim and John, can you comment on what do you think about how to maintain balance among different scientific activities and where particle physics is positions itself and how we can justify kind of expenses we're talking about for major collider projects? Maybe Joachim, you can start.
Well, this is always a difficult question, of course, but I think that the particle physics has shown as a global field that the investments that are required to do the science are providing exciting results, not only to particle physicists, but also to the society, to the community as a whole. I think the LHC is a prime example of that, where people from all over the world, scientists, particle physicists, 10,000 in number, I would suppose, gather in a common project to achieve the results that we have produced and hopefully will produce also in the next year. I think the ILC is just another prime example of this.
Lynn can comment on this point because you are the person who really built the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, yourself, and you have witnessed the kind of excitement that created within Europe among young people. Can you comment on this?
Well, I built it myself with a large number of collaborators. The LHC has had quite a very strong influence in Europe. One of the problems that we have in the West, and probably the same in Japan, is the declining interest in students studying the hard subjects, the science and engineering, etc. And in the last 5 or 6 years, we've seen a real turnaround. I know in the UK, the intake into physics, for instance, has increased by about 20%. A complete turnaround of the curve, of the trend. And quite a bit of this is attributed to the excitement of the LHC. Maybe it was the excitement of the possibility of us blowing up the universe was part of it, but of course that never happened. So yes, I think these flagship projects really do serve to excite the young people. I remember when I was young, it was the moonshots, obviously. But apart from the science aspect, there is a very important aspect in exciting young people, educating them, and these soft things should always be taken into account when making a decision.
John would like to add
So
something.
I think there's also two levels on which one can answer this question. There's the scientific level, and I would say that particle physics is becoming increasingly integrated with its neighboring sciences. The lines between particle physics and nuclear physics are blurring, and the line between particle physics and astrophysics and cosmology is also going away. We're answering the same questions about the origin, the structure, the evolution, the laws that govern our universe, and we're using different tools and we're informing each other. The most exciting future question in particle physics, in my mind, is the origin of the dark matter, and that requires an interdisciplinary approach where we're looking for the dark matter in space, we're using nuclear physics techniques underground, we're hoping to make it at the LHC and the ILC, and so particle physics is becoming increasingly integrated into the fabric of science. And also, the technologies that we use are immensely useful for society. And we're all talking all the time about things like the World Wide Web and so forth, but even my little laboratory, Triumph in Vancouver, makes 2.5 million doses of medical imaging isotopes a year and ships them to 17 countries. And so that is touching the lives of 2.5 million patients a year from this little laboratory in Vancouver. And there's stories like that in every one of our particle physics laboratories and departments. And we are deeply connected to society. And so I think investments in this field go far beyond the immediate questions that we're asking in particle physics.
Wonderful. You know, you became the director of Triumph only recently, but now you're well versed how to advertise the importance of science being done there. So that's incredible.
Actually, that's actually why I went there.
Okay.
I mean, that was very attractive. Yeah.
So, given the importance of science we hope to do at the ILC, we'd like to move on to the next topic here. That's about technical readiness. And the ILC is actually a quite challenging technology. It had been in the works for many, many decades, actually. But now, Lynn, you are leading this collaboration, and you feel confident about this technology. So can you tell us about how we got to this stage that we can propose this project, how we can actually make it happen, how technically ready it is?
Well, the ILC is based on superconductivity on a massive scale. The Large Hadron Collider is also based on superconductivity on a massive scale, but a different kind. I think in the LHC, we have a very strong superconducting magnets to bend the beam on a circular orbit. In the ILC, we have very high gradient superconducting cavities that accelerate the beam. And each of these technologies have their challenges. We managed to build the LHC. For the ILC cavities, there have been many years of R&D behind getting us into the situation where we are today, where we know how to build cavities of the quality that we need for the ILC. And not only that, I think that there are other applications in Joachim's laboratory in Germany. There is a free electron laser being built using that technology. A free electron laser is useful for producing light for material science and many other fields. And it's using the ILC technology. It's a 10% model, if you like, of the ILC. It is producing now in industrial, because it's quite different making in a laboratory a single unit and mass producing in industry. I don't need to tell you industrialists here, but that step has been taken in Germany. The technology has been now adopted for a new light source in Stanford in the US. And we are actually looking at the use of the same technology for other purposes. So we can honestly say now that after many years of work, this technology is really mature, and I would say that we are in a much better state to start the construction of the ILC than we were at the beginning of the LHC, when we didn't have a single full-length prototype.
I also understand that technology itself has been developed based on international collaboration, which ILC really should be about.
Yes, I think that's a very important point. We have now laboratories and companies in the United States, in Europe, in Japan, and also in China, which are producing very high quality cavities. So I think the technology is distributed. It's very well placed now for making a global project.
That is sort of so special to scientists, is that scientists are creative people, and they keep coming up with new ideas and doing projects. And sometimes people get confused what is real, what is just an idea. And there's also a recent discussion about building another much bigger accelerator at CERN, a future circular collider. Can any of you comment on this kind of direction? How ready it is? What the time scale is?
Yeah, perhaps I can say a few words on this. I mean, you're referring, I guess, to the Future Circular Collider, FCC, at CERN. This is a study which has been initiated about a year ago or so. It is targeted mainly for proton-proton physics after the LHC to reach even higher energies, in case it turns out, based on the results that we hope to get over the next years from the LHC, when the LHC reaches its full capacity. I think it's on a very different timescale than the ILC, because you know that the LHC still has a 20 years program to accomplish a very interesting and exciting physics program, of course. And again, I come back to what I said before already. If you think of using such a circular tunnel for E plus, E minus physics, which is in principle possible, one will always be limited in energy in a circular collider.
Readiness? Maybe Ding can comment on that?
Yeah, well, I think that in a circular machine, the problem is the emission of synchrotron radiation. In some machines are built especially to provide synchrotron radiation in order to, in Spring 8, for instance, in order to do material science and other things. But for reaching the high energy frontier, it's a real nuisance, because the power that you lose from the beam, which we have to put back in again, goes as the force power of the energy. So if you want to double the energy, you need 16 times more power, and you clearly, that's a real losing game. Whereas if you want to double the energy of a linear collider, you only need 2 times more power. So the long-term future is definitely in linear collider.
What I heard so far is that the ILC is really an exciting machine from scientific point of view, and basically the only thing that is technologically feasible to start building pretty much right away. So if that's the case, of course, we need to get governments involved and fund the project and so on so that we can move forward. ここで相原さんに質問になりますけれども、そうするとその状況を受けて、今日本政府が非常にこれを真剣に受け止めて議論しているということだということですが、それは研究者としては非常に感謝していることなんですけれども、具体的にどういうことが行われていて、どういうタイムスケールで進んでいくんでしょうか。
はい、これもじゃあ日本語でお答えさせていただきますけれども、まず学術会議の検討はですね、2013年の5月に文部科学省から審議依頼というのを受けて、で2013年の9月でしたね、9月に文部科学省に答申をしたわけです。その時にその結論の中の一つとして、今後その2013年の9月の段階で、2、3年の間に、この計画をですね実現するためのその具体的な、方針あるいは対策について検討してくださいと。特にその、先ほど申し上げたようにですね、サイエンスの意義というのはもう分かっているので、それからテクニカルなマチュリティもよく分かった。問題はそこを実現するためのリソースがどうやって日本の中そしてかつインターナショナルに確保できるんですかということは、そこがまだはっきりしてなかったので、それについてはあと2年3年をかけてですね、インターナショナルなコミュニティがどうやってこのリソースを確保するんですかということについて検討してくださいというのは特に大きなサブジェクトでした。で、それを受けてですね、2014年の5月に文部科学省、今度はメックスの方ですね、文部科学省の中に、政府の中に2つの、日本語でいう審議会というのは、エクスパーツのコミュニティだと思います。コミュニティオブエクスパーツですけれどもができて、一つは素粒子原子核物理作業部会というのは、これはフィジックスをもう一回ちゃんと一から議論したいと。これはコンファーメーションみたいなものになるかと思いますけれども、フィジックスの部分。それともう一つは技術設計報告書検討作業部会というのがあります。これはむしろテクニカルな部分のところですので、先ほどのテクニカルチャレンジ、それからコストですよね、も含めて、そこの部分を検討を改めて政府の委員会として検討するというのは進んでいます。で、これがですね、去年の5月ぐらいから始まっていますので、今の予定を、私が理解している限りにおいては、今年の夏前ぐらいにある程度の、最終報告でないにしても中間的な見通しを立てたいということで、かなり精力的にですね、月に1回以上のペースでそれぞれのワーキンググループのワーキンググループあるいは委員会がですね検討をしておりますので、うまくいけば夏ぐらいまでにある程度の見通しをつけた何か答えが出るのではないかと思います。ただしそれは最終的な報告ではないということも了解しております。
リソースがまだちゃんとはっきりしてないということでしたけど、ちょっと私は婉曲な表現は分からないんで、リソースのお金のことですか。
リソースというのは2つあります。これも学術会議ではっきりと指摘したことなんですけど、もちろんお金、それとやはりこれだけのプロジェクトにですね、国内の日本の現在我々の持っているハイエナジーのコミュニティだけでは、物理屋さんもフィジシストもそれから加速器マシンですね、マシンを作る技術者も足りないということもはっきりしています。これはもう研究者の側からそれははっきり言っているので、別に最初から明らかなことなんですけど、じゃあどうするのかという見通しがですね、やはりまだ、それをインターナショナルなシェアリングでやるんですということまでは分かっていますけど、具体的にどこの部分をどこの国があるいはそのリージョンが、担当するのかというようなところまで国としては結論を出すとまでにはそれも理解した上で結論を出したいということです。そこの部分です。お金とマンパワーですね。
で日本政府、この場合文科省ですけども、この一つの科学のプロジェクトのためにこんなに真剣に取り組んで議論するって、これは普通のことなんですか、それとも珍しいことなんでしょうか。
これは今回が初めてだと僕は了解しています。これほど真剣にですね、学術会議に諮問して、意見を聞いて、かつ一つ、メックスの中にこういう委員会を作ったのはですね、今までなかったことでありまして、でこれちょっとコートがあるんですけれども、この ILC 計画を実施する際には、知のフロンティア開拓における我が国の国際的地位の飛躍的な向上、これ英語に直すのは難しいかもしれませんけれども、素粒子物理というのはですね、このノリッジのフロンティアであるということもはっきりしてますし、そこをさらに広げるために日本としては貢献したいというのがあるので、これだけのことをやるためにはやはりですね、先ほどの増田議員が言ったように、正確に非常に正確な情報に基づいて積み上げていくというのが重要であるという結論だと思います。でこれだけのことを国民全体あるいは国全体にわたって議論したことは今までなかったということなので、ぜひこれが成功すればですね、こういうモデルが日本でもできるんだということは証明できる、それが一つの意義でもあるわけですね。こういうプロジェクトを日本の国内で、インターナショナルプロジェクトをですね、やれるというところが意義の一つとしてはっきりしているわけです。ですので、政府としては丁寧に正確に議論を積み上げるというプロセスをしていると思います。
Looks like you want to add something? No? Okay, so given that comment, it's clear that we have to build an international framework to realize this project, and the third statement is really about that. So scientists have basically said that international framework needs to be built, and scientists are willing to help to build that kind of international framework. And the current discussion actually was sparked by a statement from the Japanese high-energy physics communities that we would like to build a machine in Japan, and we would like to have this staged approach going from low energy to high energy, study the Higgs boson. And in response to this statement in 2012, Europe actually also came up with a statement. So Joachim, can you comment on what was the discussion about behind this statement, what exactly you meant by that?
I think it was a very intensive discussion that went on in Europe for a year with the community, with many ideas, new ideas, and then focused a bit more when people from all Europe, that is essentially the CERN member states, assembled and made a proposal, this proposal here, which is essentially, of course, puts forward the LHC and the full exploitation of its potential for the next 20 years. But it also had on the very high priority list for the project, it had the ILC and a very strong support for an ILC in particular in Japan as one of the most important future projects for our field. That was the proposal that essentially was provided and established by the physics community. But what I consider very important, it is that this proposal has been approved by CERN Council. And CERN Council, for those of you who are not so familiar with it, these are the representatives from the funding agencies of the 20 countries that support CERN. So it has some importance, in my opinion, not only for the physics case provided by the physicists, by the community, but also on the political level in Europe.
And it does make sense that Japanese scientists say that they would like to host a machine in Japan, but why would Europeans support a machine in Japan? Why Japan?
You see, the situation as it is now on a global level, and we are here as particle physicists, we are probably the global science as such. if you look at the picture that evolves also in the process that took place over the last years in discussions in the various regions, it is that, of course, the LHC is in Europe, and that's why it is a little bit in priority above anything else. We have also seen, as the result of the process last year in the US, that lots of efforts are there in a very ambitious program to look at neutrinos, which do also have the potential to shed light on some of the deepest questions that we have to the universe. And in my opinion, and I think many of my colleagues in Europe and elsewhere in the world share it, E plus E minus physics, which we described the importance before, would be a great opportunity for Asia and Japan in this context. And it would, I think so, also make sure that Asia and Japan gets a significant share of this global field in future.
And a year later, then the United States also followed up a process and came up with a report supporting ILC science. So, John, can you describe about this process, what's behind these statements, and what is meant by that?
Yeah. So now I'm wearing my hat as an American and not as a Canadian. But the statement that's being projected is the result of a really 1 or 2 year process that that the United States completed last year. And that really had 2 prongs. Part was a community-driven study of the future of particle physics, looking out 10, 20, 25 years. Hundreds of physicists participated, analyzing the physics landscape, trying to decide where the major opportunities lay, where the best opportunities for the American program would be. And then in parallel with that, there was an officially sanctioned study of run by about 20 physicists, sanctioned by the Department of Energy and the National Science Foundation. And they too took a broad look at the field, informed by the community exercise, and came to a series of conclusions. Of course, the first one is that we need more long-term R&D for accelerator science in our field so that we can be preparing the way for what lies beyond the LHC, beyond the ILC, beyond the FCC. The second recommendation, of course, was that the United States participate strongly in the LHC program in Europe. That's a machine that's underway, going very, very well. We should get full value from those investments. Third recommendation was to internationalize the neutrino program at Fermilab, to make it a stronger program by really opening it up to countries from around the world, and that process is underway right now, so that's the heart of the domestic program in the United States. And then the fourth was to join the linear collider program if a linear collider was to be realized, and in particular if that linear collider were realized in Japan, and that's what's being written up there. And this was actually very important because now there is an official advisory report to the Department of Energy recommending participation in the ILC in the United States. That means there's a budget line now in the United States labeled ILC, and there is actual money heading into that at this point. Not much, waiting for developments here, but the framework has been set up for the participation as the program grows. And so it's a very exciting support, I would say, from the United States. Wearing my Canadian hat, Canada contributed to the LHC at some level, and I certainly would expect that to be happen as well for the ILC.
So what I'm hearing then is that the worldwide physicists agree that ILC has a great scientific potential. It needs to be done somewhere, and we need to build an international framework to do it. And the whole community is looking to Japan to host it in the near future. But it's a very complicated international framework we need to build. So Lynn, being through this process of building LHC, do you think we can really do this?
We did it for the LHC. it's going to be more complicated because there was already a framework built, which was CERN, and we could build on that. For this, we are starting from scratch. But I think I said in my introduction that about 20% of the contribution to LHC was made from countries outside of the CERN member states, and a lot from Japan, and many Japanese companies participated in the construction. So I think that we certainly can do it. I think the hard thing is getting the politics right, and getting an acceptable framework set up under which the scientists can work, identifying the contributions from individual regions or countries, and then let us get on with the work of defining what these contributions should be.
You personally came to Japan many times to talk to companies and talk to politicians, work with the Japanese physicists. So how was the working relationship between the CERN, represented by you, and the Japanese community?
It was really excellent. It was a pleasure to work. Of course, we had a hub laboratory in Japan, and this is a model that we will use for the ILC. We must have around the world hub laboratories, and in Japan it's KEK, and using that hub laboratory, then we managed to work with at least 10 big companies. A very large amount of the superconducting cable, for instance, was manufactured in Japan. So the key to it is having strong hub laboratories, and then the responsibility is delegated to them completely about the equipment that is delivered, and it works.
Joachim?
Yeah. Maybe because here there are many people here which are not so familiar with our field. Let me add another example, also related to the LHC, which I think demonstrates that the field of particle physics is indeed capable of really making very technologically challenging projects in a global fashion. And my examples are the big LHC detectors. If you look at Atlas or CMS, in each of these big projects, there are 3,000 physicists and engineers from all over the world which produce very high-tech components, the best detectors you can imagine, come with them, bring them to CERN, and sometimes also for me a miracle, they work in a marvelous way to a point that they could discover the Higgs after only a couple of years of operation.
Yeah, that's certainly incredible. If I and my wife work together to do something together, I don't think they would fit together actually in the end. So it's really amazing. So,相原さん、そうするとこういう国際プロジェクトっていうのは確かに我々のコミュニティでは随分経験があるということですが、日本で国際的なプロジェクトをした経験というのは今までどのくらいあるんですか？
はっきり言ってないのではないかと、この、スケールではなかったと思いますね。でこのグローバルサイエンスという言葉がありますけれども、こういう大きな、ビッグサイエンスということは日本の中でもよく知られていて、でこういうものをやっていくにはインターナショナライズしないといけないという認識も随分出てきたわけですけれども、今までですね、日本がイニシアティブを取ってそのインターナショナライゼーションをしたかというと、そこについては、やはり、できてなかったと思っています。でこの ILC というのは、そういう中でサイエンティフィックに非常に意義があって、それから、実際にはもう一つ増田税議が言っていたような地方創生のような社会的な意義もあるものとして、ある意味非常にいいテーマをこのコミュニティに与えられたので、やはりこれを実現してですね、日本としてのサイエンスのインターナショナリゼーションへの貢献をしたいという思いはですね、高エネルギーの物理の人間だけでなくて他のサイエンスの人たちにもあるわけですね。でそこのところをきちっと訴えていけば、サポートが得られるのではないかとは思っています。
So we don't seem to have very much experienced in hosting international projects in Japan. Now we're initiating this process to do so. So what exactly are the steps needed to move forward from this point? In the statement, we say that we would like to actually do it, but how exactly do we do that? Anybody can chime in.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I'm probably the very wrong person to answer this. It reminds me actually 1.5 years ago when we had a meeting exactly in this very location here, where Japanese politics gave a very, very interesting speech to us on the ILC. And that what I remember from this speech, that he said, he admitted that his knowledge on physics is on the level of elementary school, but he also said that your level of knowledge on politics, and your means that us, the physicists, is on the same level of elementary school, which I think is very, very true, and that's why I think this statement is very appropriate, that we know, physicists and scientists, how to technically build such a machine as the LHC, Lin did it, and the ILC as well, but we need help from politics to make it really a global project, but we are ready to help on this.
You did meet many Japanese politicians in the past, so what was it like? How do you think we can go about?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would like to say that although Japan has no experience or very little experience of international project in Japan, it's got a lot of experience of international projects of which it is a partner outside of Japan. I've only got to mention the ITER project, International Space Station, even LHC. So I think negotiations have taken place in that direction, and I think now it's time that they go in the other way, and other countries contribute to a project here. But the Japanese government at some point must take leadership. Somebody must take the lead.
相原さんどうですか、今のコメントに対して。
そこのところの、言おうと思ってたのはですね、まず一つはその岩姫が言った「We need help」、これは非常にいいメッセージで、こういう大きなプロジェクトをやってる時に、ね、私もその学術行政等に少し関わってくると分かるのは、ハイエナジーフィジシストっていうのはですね、非常に自信のあって、極めてコンピテントな有能な人たちがあるので、往々にしてですね、アロガンスこれ英語で言っちゃいましたけど、a large group of arrogant people try to get the large project does not work. そういうふうに思われがちなんですけども、有能な人間の、有能というかそういうサイエンティフィックに非常にコンピテントな人の集まりだからこそですね、やはり周りの部分、周りのサイエンティスト、それから社会に与える影響というのに極めて敏感に反応して、でそれぞれに丁寧に、先ほど言ったんです、丁寧にかつ正確にですよね。やはり受け取る側、相手方はですね、この人たちはプロジェクトを売るために本当に正確に言ってるのかどうかというところから見るんですよね。これは間違いないので、そこのところがクリアできるようにしていく。でそれと同時にやはりここのリーダーシップというのも重要で、これやはりプライムミニスターも含めてですね、サイエンティフィックなリーダーシップもそうですし、いろいろテクノロジカルなリーダーシップ、これは日本の中では非常に重要だと言っているわけですから、そこのところをうまく、これなかなか言えないんですけれども、ちゃんと説明して両立させていくということですね。でそれのためにはやはり国際的なヘルプが必要であるということも間違いない。でそれをですね、我々も言うのと同時に、やはりインターナショナルコミュニティからすれば必要な部分のヘルプについては、サポートについては、ちゃんとしますというメッセージが双方からですね、これが伝われば少しずつ動いていくんだと思うんですね。 そんなようなことしか言えないんですけど、やはり簡単にあるところですぐに、ガバメントが OK ということもなかなかないので、やはり徐々にそういうその環境を整えていけば、どっかでですね必ずゴーサインは来ると思っておりますが。